Hello, everyone. How's it going? My name is Luka. This is Raoni. We're
Hello,
gonna
hello.
hold on just for a second so some people can jump in. But in the meantime, let's check out a couple of workflows, a couple of Figma Weave. It's hard to go from Weavy to Figma Weave, right?
Yes, me and I see a lot of people saying weavy all the time. I'm trying to
Exactly.
just do weave, not weavy, but weave without the Figma, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Are you here, Oni?
We'll get there.
You froze for a second there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. All good.
Okay,
All
I'm
good.
back.
All right. So stream is running. Everything seems to be in a very. Oh, not yet. Not yet. Hold on. And we are live.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Luca. This is Raoni, and welcome to a very special Lighthouse Live event. This one is going to be a bit different. Well, quite a lot of are a bit different, but this is a working session. It's not a
Yes.
philosophy session. It's not a how are you doing, what are you working on session. It's hands off, sleeve rolled, and let's get busy. So, what are we actually doing? We are preparing for Figma Weave Live Studio, the second cohort. The first cohort was a complete hit. It was a complete success. It was how many? More than 50 participants. It was
Yes.
it was
Around that, yeah.
quite a
60
crowd,
something.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
exactly.
very good. It was very fun, very exciting.
Yeah, and Raoni, of course, he is the course leader. He is leading the whole thing from the first to the last session. And we have a couple of news for you guys, actually. We have, of course, the classic structure of Figma Weave Live Session. And by the way, hi everyone. Please comment where you're from. Do you already know the Figma Weave live session? How much are you interested? And what do you want to see in this session? What are your expectations? We already have a structure here set, but yeah, Raoni, maybe you can actually lead us through the new stuff. Don't yet reveal the big ones, but
Of course.
let's give it small chunks. All right.
Yes. Yes. Oh, sorry. I just opened the Okay, there you go. Sorry, I was just opening the LinkedIn Live here so I could see everyone's
All right.
comments.
Yeah. Don't worry about the comments. I got this covered.
Oh, good.
You
Yeah.
will be actually leading today's session. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna assist you and
Sounds good.
yeah, remind you about the stuff. And if people have some questions, I will of course let you know.
Awesome.
But yeah, Roni, please tell us what are the new things in the Figma Weave Live Studio cohort number 2.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, by the way, I'm Raoni. I led the first cohort, Figma Weave Live Studio. I'm also head of creative technology at Pros on Pixels in Australia for Havas. So, for the second cohort, we did a few changes. So, we extended the sessions to 2 hours now, which would be much more interactive, and we'll leave a bit more room for Q&A as well, which a lot of people asked and fed back like they needed a bit more time to feedback and like ask questions during the lives. Apart from that, we're also adding two new sessions just for Q&A, one after week 3 and one after the end. So you'll be able to digest the first 3 sessions, then ask any questions if you have. And then at the end of it, you have another session to just take any other questions at the conclusion of the course and across any of the other sessions that we had. we'll also be having double the credits this time, which is very nice, and it's value at about 150 US dollars, something like that, right? 120.
120 USD.
120
Yes, exactly.
USD. Yes. So, yeah, it's a
But
lot of
why we
credits.
are, I'm sorry, Roni, but why are we doubling the
Oh, yeah,
credits?
absolutely. Yeah. So, the reason for that is because we are adding a slight focus on Seedance 2.0 and preparing everyone for 2.5 as well, which is coming right along with the course. So you're not going to be left behind. We'll teach you exactly how to make the most out of Seedance 2.5 within Weavy. As soon as it lands, you'll be ready to smash some proper ads, consistency, brand accuracy, and proper workflows with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's
What else?
gonna
Did I
make it
miss anything?
exciting. Sorry?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have another guest mentor as well. This time for advanced video techniques, which will be a very special guy. He's been making some noise online, and he's been doing some amazing work. And can we reveal him yet, or should we keep
Oh,
it?
I think for
Should we
this
keep the
session we
suspense?
can. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
I'm
it's
I'm I'm wondering
okay.
if you'll nail his surname. Let's see.
Yes, I need to triple check. I know his first name. I'll let you do it. But should we keep the suspense until like halfway through, or we say
All
now?
right, let's do it. Let's
All right,
reveal
let's keep
this a
some
bit later. Yeah,
suspense.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
All right.
So
So before we do that, before we dive into workflow building, I want to have a word or two about the last cohort. Like we said, it's been a complete success, and not people didn't just get a lot of knowledge out of the session, out of the cohort, but a lot of people started collaborating with each other and landing jobs and advancing in their positions. So if you haven't been on our YouTube, so Lighthouse Academy YouTube website, definitely go check it out. We have a couple of sessions with our alumni, and
yeah,
before, like I said, before we dive in, I want to show you what
few of the
Ilinka, one
workflows.
of
Yeah.
our students, have created. Now she is an industrial designer, and she created this workflow from scratch. So basically, what she did, she wrote a prompt, threw in a couple of images, and created a very nice and very intuitive workflow, which can create more mood board images. And with basically a click of one button, she can produce a lot of assets that she can use in her later um, islands of workflow.
Mm.
And as you can see, she put a material here and the renders. What kind of? I mean, it's just insanely well created workflow. And the thing is that she actually did know a bit of Weavy, but the vast majority of the creation she learned on the live studio. So expect
100%.
something like this, the level of knowledge that you will be getting similar to this one. So you will be absolutely able to um, create similar workflows. Here is,
Hmm.
for example, Jamie's workflow, another amazing stuff. So the thing is that he had a very limited resources. All he got
Hmm.
was images of the bottles. That's it. So he created additional assets, and his outputs were actually thumbnails and the videos. And it's just insane what he created with one workflow. So yeah, it's just
Yes.
crazy what we can do right now with such limited amount of assets, and
Yes. And that's a
it's just
very
crazy.
common use case because limited access is the nightmare of creatives on the end of the production pipeline. So we struggle a lot with that. Clients don't have the assets to give it to us. So yeah, this is a very great use case of how to make the most out of Weavy to tackle this issue.
Exactly. I wanted to show you one more workflow. This was
Carlos,
created
yeah.
but by Carlos. I mean, the thing is that this workflow isn't state of the art, but what moved us was his creativity. He's a
Yeah.
creative director, and with using, I mean, of course, if you haven't worked with Figma Weave before, you might be overwhelmed by this spaghetti monster. But actually, if you've seen Ilinka's workflow, it this that is a piece of art. Not saying
Mm-hmm.
that this isn't, but
Yeah.
let's say that
This is
when you will be finishing the live studio, the Figma Weave Live Studio, you will be able to create something like this.
mm-hmm.
And even something like was shown before in Linka's workflow. But the thing is that he took an idea and he created the whole 360 campaign, something that we will try to do today in an hour and a half. But he started with with image of a boy in a Kevlar suit, and he transformed that with prompts and with image models into a complete 360 campaign with videos, with billboards, with prints, with, I mean, everything. So there, here we go. Here are the ads, and like I said, it's a moving campaign. It's about,
Yes.
why should kids run out of classroom if there's a school shooting? They can just wear, Kevlar suits. You know.
Yes. And it's based on real statistics from what he said, yeah, which is
Yeah,
really good.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a full video as well, yeah. Really interesting. Like some of the workflows I was seeing from the first cohort was just impressive. I even learned a couple things coming just interacting with students from different backgrounds, like I'm not a shoe designer like Linka, I'm not a creative director like Carlos. So you always learn a bit of a thing or two from everyone, the way their mind works. And that's the beauty of the course as well, because it's all about networking. And one thing I say a lot is the AI era, when you have pre-recorded courses, it's much different than having a live community, sharing things with each other, connecting, because then, like you said, people got jobs, people got connections, very important connections that led to opportunities. And yeah, it's a very nice mix of talent joining the course, so you'll be able to take that into your experience as well.
Absolutely. One more thing. We are actually giving away a couple of things. If you sign up in the next 72 hours, you will get 20,000, no, 2,000, I'm sorry,
2,000 extra
2,000 extra
credits.
credits.
Yeah.
So just one more thing, and then we can get to workflow building. Absolutely check out our yeah, let me share this. Absolutely check our website and read everything about it. Now you
Yeah.
can see we have a couple of tiers. We have 4 tiers, and
Yeah.
with click on join studio you can access those tiers. But let's check out what those tiers are. So tier one is single session. So if you go um, through our studio written, the curriculum overview, and if you, for example, know everything about consistency, compositing, but would like to know more about video, then absolutely grab week 5, Advanced Video Manipulation, where we'll also have a guest mentor, which we will reveal in a couple of minutes. But this is tier 1. Definitely check out the studio rhythm, what you can expect, and go through curriculum overview to see what kind of stuff we're teaching. So we said 8 weeks. It's actually 7 plus 1. The first week is not listed here because it's kind of a getting to know you. Where are you coming from? What's your background? To kind of, adapt the rhythm, adapt the language to your liking. All right. If we
100%.
go back to our tiers, now this one is very popular, 3 sessions. So you can actually pick which sessions would you like to participate in. So you have 3 sessions, you have 3 deliverables, all the all the workflows belong to you. So everything that we work on those sessions go directly to you with all the supports, all the videos. They You can access those videos whenever. If you miss one of those sessions, you can watch it afterwards. So they're always available. You have a lifetime availability to the video recordings. Now we have tier 3, the Grand Seat, which is sponsored by Figma Weave. I'm not sure if there's any left, but definitely
Yeah.
I think there is because there is still apply now button. So if you hurry, I think there is 1 or 2 left.
Yeah.
So check it out, apply now, and get subsidized tier. So
Half
valued at
price. Yeah.
600, but Figma Weave is sponsoring the half. So you pay only 295 euros. So you get all the sessions, like you get everything. You also get the Discord support, you get the review, you work on your homework, and of course on a final project. And then when you submit your homework through our website, through the student platform, the Lighthouse platform, then you also get a review. And like I mentioned, you get a private Discord server where you can ask Roni or me or the next revealed guest mentor. And when those ran out, the tier 3, then you have tier 4, the full studio 600, and they're limited. So please, guys, hurry up. Everything is filling pretty fast. So maybe after this session, everything will be sold out. But like I said, if in the next 72 hours you sign up, you will get a code at the end of this session and you will get 2,000 extra credits. All right. But let's
Yes.
check out how many credits you actually get. I think it's up there. Oh, it's here. So for the tier 1, for 100
40.
euros, you're actually getting 40 bucks back because you get 4,000 credits. For tier 2, you get 8,000 credits. So 250 euros minus 80 euros. Yes, we are giving away 80 euros for tier 2. And of course, for the grand seat or for the full studio, we're actually giving away $120 of credits. So that's 12,000 credits, which is 100% more than we were adding to you in the previous cohort. So this is, of course, for the Seedance 2.5 experiments. We noticed that the video is becoming the major force in advertising. So we got you covered. We got you quite a lot of credits. So enough of my
That's it.
rambling. Raoni, are you ready?
I am. Yeah, more than ready.
Awesome.
I've been excited for this live. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna stop sharing and ask you to start sharing the screen.
Sounds good.
If you have, before we dive in, do we have anything else to say? I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, we cover pretty much everything. If there's anything missing, I'm sure we're gonna share on the socials. So stay tuned on my socials, Lighthouse socials. If you're part of our Discord, follow us everywhere because we'll be sharing all the news and the details in there. And also always check the website because the website is always updated as well. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now with a blank, almost blank canvas. I just brought some assets before, so we could save some time. Um,
All right, so let's get it on.
let's get it on. Can we see my screen?
I think so. Yes, I can
Okay.
see it. Let's just give it a second. If the LinkedIn will grab it. It's funny because my LinkedIn, I don't know how is it for you, but it always freezes.
Yeah,
So it's
it
fun
froze
working
a
with
little bit,
LinkedIn.
but
Yeah,
hopefully, I went back and it was live. So maybe it's just because we are streaming. Uh,
might be,
so
might be.
hopefully, we are recording this anyway. So rest assured, you'll be able to see this later. So the idea for this live stream that we had was to essentially create a spec ad campaign. And for some reason, I had this idea of doing for the Meta glasses, which they just released something new, like these new models by Kylie Jenner. So they're very fashionable, but they have the full capabilities of Meta. And I thought it would be cool to just try to create some ads and like a consistent campaign for these new models. I chose three of some of my favorite here. We would start with one, and then we'll show the power of Weavy by swapping one of the assets, and the whole workflow will work just the same without changing any prompts, just really swapping the product and everything works. So that's the entire that's one of the biggest power of Weavy and node based workflows, right? So okay, so how do we start? Like, one thing that I love to do, and that's actually part of a little tease of the first session of the course, is I like to prepare and think on how would I build this workflow without going one by one, so from start to finish without generating anything. So what are all the blocks that I would need to generate and get this working and just have my mind across it? So if you've been across my content, you know I love something called the architect, which we're not gonna get into how like the interface side of things here on this live stream. We're actually just gonna build things. So if you're not familiar with the Weavy interface, you might get a bit lost, but don't worry. If you join the course, we'll help you get through it. So the architect is essentially a system prompt builder that I use across all my workflows. And this helps me enhance all my prompts so I can just type smaller prompts, just quick prompts. And this little guy here just enhance, give it superpower. So it's a beautiful thing. It works really well. And the way I make it work is with two other blocks that I always use. So one, it's building the actual system prompt, and second is a specific task for each one. So using this as a base, I have already, and by the way, there's a little trick I started using. When you come into the search box here on the Weavy, you can on the Weavy toolbox, you can click here and filter by me, created by me, and you just see all your saved groups and nodes. So you don't see anything else. You just see whatever you need. So these are the ones I usually go for. So I'm just started building this, so I'm gonna build more throughout the course and as you work. So the first thing I do always is bringing a system prompt box, which essentially uses an LLM, and then with Opus 4.7, and then you just ask here what you're gonna do. So then we connect this to the architect, and it's very straightforward. It's saying here, connect architect, describe your system prompt, and you're gonna get this result here to use across. All right. So okay, we have this, and the first thing I think we would do for this ad. So we separated into steps, right? So we have our product. So this would be the first step, which is preparing your assets. And what I did here, I put everything, all the individual transparent PNGs in a compositor. I brought in the logo, some references later for the video, which they have it on their website and their ads. We have this little CTA here from the website and this painter white background to have it in here as well. So then we bring this here, and essentially what we're gonna do is analyze the product. Oops, let me just zoom in a bit more. Analyze the product, and I guess what we would like to do first is put it in a nice floating background to just make one beautiful image of the product, right? And then from there we can do try-ons and then create the script of the video, and we'll go from there. So analyze. So then what we'll do first is analyze the product and the instructions and craft a prompt for a product ad. And then I'll make it specifically for a floating isolated product style ad. And then this can be a bit rough. You don't have to be super precise on this prompt here because the magic is in the architect. So while this is generating, I'll bring another little thing, which is one of my task agents. And I have this kind of group here, which you just connect your image, describes what you want to do. Oh, sorry, it's not this one. This is just a text one.
Raoni,
So
can you
yeah,
explain what you just did? Because you
yes,
didn't
yeah,
just pull
sorry,
out the note.
a
You did
massive
something
thing. Yeah.
different, huh? Yeah.
Sorry about that. I got ahead of myself. So in Weavy, there's two ways of doing things, right? So you can just bring individual prompts. So you can bring the prompt, an LLM node. You can just bring individual nodes. But what I'm doing is, like I mentioned here, I have my saved groups, which is specific groups for this type of workflow that I do all the time. And I just bring them because I know that if I don't use this exactly, I would just use some sort of variation of it. So I have a base to work from straight away. So I like to put these little like brackets, little codes before. So A means agent, S means system. So this is a system to create a isolated product. So then I just rename it. And then what I'll do is I'll bring in a task that includes an image. So then when I bring this whole group here, essentially what I need to worry about is just bringing the system prompt and the image on these two routers. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll bring this Kylie Jenner design image here, which is already being pulled into this resize node. And then I'll bring the system prompt that I just generated here and connect here. So this system prompt is connected to an LLM prompt node, sorry. And this LLM node will be the final prompt to actually generate the image that we want. And I also have another, I'm not sure I saved it, but I can just created from scratch, which that's what we're here for. So then what I'll do is I'll just say place this this meta glasses floating in front of a premium silk silky background, beige color. Keep the product intact
So this kind of
as the
stuff
reference.
you will learn in the live studio. It's full of tips and tricks of
Yes.
little things that pros actually think of, oh, it's just this, but it's not just this.
No.
It actually streamlines your production, and you can build workflow like really, really fast.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's the thing. Like one thing that a lot of people miscomprehend is they think you just write a prompt, generate an image, and that's it. So the way I like to work, and I think is much more professional, and that's the way I worked before AI. It is thinking in layers and in modules. So you separate the final, you start from the ends and then you break it down, you reverse engineer and break it down into layers and elements and modules, so then you build it, so then you can have multiple runways to go. So if you want to go, like we're doing a floating product, we have one here, like you say, this tiny prompt here, because I'm using this specific system prompt and the architect, suddenly became a much more robust prompt with the actual sunnies as a reference. So it has the reference and the context. It's giving you lens descriptions here. It's giving you lighting, all the details that you would guide as a creative director, as a shoot director. And then it's the only thing you have to do now is bring in the generating models. So the ones I like to bring usually is uh, GPT-2, which is one of my favorites at the moment, and then I'll bring Nano Banana 2 as well, which is one of my favorites, and I usually go 2K, and I'm doing all of them
By
as
the way, those are the models that are edit models. So if you have prompt
added
and an
models,
input
exactly.
image, you
Yeah.
can create the consistency, character consistency, product consistency. So you can do a lot. But if you want to do only text to image without any references, there are also a couple of models that are insanely good. For example,
Yes.
I've been toying around with Ideogram 4 and with Krea 2, and those image models are just off the hook.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you'll be absolutely playing with those models as well in Live Studio, because we're
100%.
not
Yeah.
doing just consistency, but
Yes.
also mood boarding, ideating, that kind of stuff, fun
Exactly. Yeah.
stuff, not just work stuff.
Exactly. And yeah, and that's the only thing. When you're iterating and you don't have a product, and you, for example, you're doing a film, uh, and you don't have a starting point, you can definitely try these models. Another one that I like as well is Recraft. It's really good, but the thing is, they are only text to image. As you can see here, there's no image input. So then, yeah, it's a bit less on the consistency and the referencing side of things, and more on the ideation and creative reference side of things. So then, for this specific case, we're going with the edit models, which I'll just hit generate here, and just so you can have a look, for example, try image comparison. What I can do here is I'll just create a new router and bring it in here, and I'll also create a new router here just by double clicking, by the way. And the reason I'm doing this is because now, for example, I can save this here, image comparison, And I can even add Nano Pro, Nano 2, GPT-2. So then on the description, whenever you come here, you will see it appearing here. So now every time I can just bring it here, and then you have this block here, and you can just connect things on the router, right? So that's the beautiful thing of saving notes. And you can see we have the silk on the background, which was very random on my decision, but you can see it took the glasses, it placed it in a different environment, and from here we can start building a more robust ad. So one thing I would love to do is create, for example, copy for the ad. So create a header and like a CTA, like a subhead, and then we can even use the web to do so. So then what we'll do is a similar thing. We will bring in a system prompt to analyze the images and create copy for us. So we connect the architect, and then we'll do the same. So create analyzes an image plus the instructions, and return main head, or actually, yeah, main header for an ad plus a body copy. I'll just say one phrase max plus a CTA. And then from here, we'll see, and then we can say separate them by plus plus, which I like this sign to separate thing. And there's a very specific reason I'm asking that. And you see it in a bit. So then we'll just write here, copy or add copy. And then the same thing again, we'll bring in,
Tony, just
yeah,
one thing, if I may
yeah,
interrupt
of
you.
course.
Can you zoom in just a bit because people can see what you're doing exactly, what kind of prompts you have. So
Absolutely.
no
Yeah.
need to go so deep into it, but
Yeah.
just a bit of a zoom would be
Yeah.
very helpful.
Of course. Yeah. Sorry, I have this tick of writing with the zoom out. But yeah, we have our system prompt here, which is done advertising, copywriter, analyzing visual assets, and creative, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll bring in task and A2, which is a little code I have. And the same one, we'll bring in the system prompt. We'll bring in this GPT floating image, which I like it quite a lot. It's very consistent with the product. It has the little tags here. Everything is floating nicely. So then what we'll do is create the copy for this and focus on how stylish it is, and it matches with your high fashion outfits to go out with your friends. Okay. On a fancy dinner, or let's say that. So then we'll have a copy specific for this glass, this product here, with this request that I just made. And then there's a few constraints here that I keep it the same for most of them. And we'll generate the copy, and then we'll see the result. And with this here, we'll bring a new guy, which is the array, because then we'll separate the header from the body copy from the CTA, so we can start building our ad. And then another thing that I'll do is I'll maybe do a square version of this as well. So if I command shift D, is gonna keep the connections, and then I'll just place this here, and then I'll just make this square as well. Where is it? This, and run again, just so I can have a square version. And okay, so style meets smart, effortlessly iconic. This is the header, then elevate, ever fancy dinner frames design, shop the look. Awesome. Or actually, I'll change this manually. Try on virtually because I have a CTA at the in my sleeve. So then what we do here, we connect this to the array, hit the plus plus, which is the separator that we selected, and there we go. We have the header, we have the body copy, and the CTA. So then what we'll do here is we bring in a list, then we duplicate this a couple more times, and we'll just select the different little selections here on the drop down menu. And okay, so now we have our separated copy. It's based on the image. So then when we change the image, essentially, you can just ask a little change over there and it's gonna generate a proper, you can just craft your copy a bit more in this little box here, and it's gonna create a more precise whatever your needs are. One thing I like to do is bring in a compositor node, and then we'll start building this ad a bit more. So then we'll bring in the background image, and I'll just wait later for this square version to generate. So I'll just organize. And by the way, keeping organized in Weavy is one of the biggest things you can do because it helps so much at the end. As you can see, this is a linear flow, fluid. You start from here, you go all the way from here. So this will help you a lot along the way. Keep that in mind. And okay, let's start bringing our frames in. And by the way, there's a few news coming up that this compositor will probably be replaced by a new Figma design node, which will be live updated with Figma. So you update, you do this compositing in Figma, and you just update in here. So that's something to come along the course. We'll definitely teach that as soon as it comes out. And if it's in time for the course, so we'll definitely teach that as well. So
And
what I'm doing,
will
sorry, yeah,
also bring you the everything that is new live in session. So if
yes,
anything drops new into the Weave, Figma Weave, you will be updated. We will update the whole course. So no worries.
100%.
It's not outdated. We are updating courses live. And that
Yes,
includes AI for creative leaders and advanced config. So if something new happens, you are the first to know about it.
100%. Yeah, like we are constantly keeping our eyes on the news, and if it's something that it's related to the upcoming class, we'll definitely update it. Oh yeah, there you go. So I have the new image here. I'll just connect this one instead.
Also, I
And
don't know why, but I can't comment on your comments. So, hey Aaron, hey Ryan, so good to see you here. Sorry, can't comment on
nice.
that.
Okay, so routers. So now we have our starting image, we have the headers, we have the layers, and now what we need to do is just start building our ads. So what I'll do here, I'll just build the first ad as a square ad, just because this little guy here is looking a bit better. And I'm very grateful to the Weavy guys because they now updated the compositor, and now you can do this little fill thing and scale or fill or fit, which is more similar to Figma. And yeah, you can build a few better workflows. So then it's just a matter of start selecting your fonts. We I'll just change the font size for now so I can see the font, and I'll just select something straightforward for the moment, just for the sake of time.
By the way, we
So
don't have enough time to show you everything, but they have
yeah,
updated this so you can actually bring in elements that can change. So you're keeping your artwork, but you're changing your text, your elements, your icons,
Yes.
and this is how you can create different translations for different markets. So
100%. Yeah.
it really streamlines your production.
Yes. And that's the thing. Like, that's why I love using the compositor in LLMs as well, because then if you need to update the text or update the designs, this is all get updated live. So if you come here, uh, if you come down and change things, it's going to update downstream. So that's very good to see working. So line height, let's change this a little bit. I'll try to do this as fast as I can as well. So we have our header here. I'm not going to get too fussy about the design. So actually I'll center all this to keep it easier to update. So we have our tools here to center. I'll bring this here. And then I'll replace this CTA with the actual CTA logo. Little thing here. And I'll actually background removal. I'll connect this CTA. Bring it here. And I'll also bring the logo, the meta logo here, which we have. And yeah, so I'll bring this here. I'll bring this here, and then I'll just bring this down, and I'll delete this. I'll just hide it for now. And then I'll bring in, oh, didn't generate. And then I'll bring this. Let's wait for it to finish. And then I'll bring in the layer of, yeah, there you go. So we have the CTA. Beautiful. I'll actually increase the size of this. I know I'll be stretching, but then we'll regenerate this because there's a little trick I like to use here. And I can do a multiply. There you go. That's a good show of the capabilities of the compositor. Okay, so we have a fairly good ad, like roughly composition, let's say. But then if we want to do things more like crafted, we can obviously do so. And then remove the background, keep just the silk. So then we can move the glasses around, etc. Sorry, this is annoying me a little bit. I have to make this right. I am a perfectionist, as you can see. Okay, let's get out of the compositor. So then here's the thing. We have this little guy here, which we can obviously play around with different sizes and craft this much more. And what we're going to do now is doing a similar thing again, bringing in a system prompt. And you might be thinking, why do you keep bringing this little system thing? Because this makes a big difference when you have specific system prompts to analyze your image. It works way better than you just using the LLM by itself. So if you don't connect anything here on the system prompt, like the architect or whatever system prompt you build, the result is generic and it comes with commentary and it's not great for real production work. So
You
this
actually
here,
lose quite a lot of time if you don't use the architect. And the thing is that
exactly.
with just a couple of words, with the 2 or 3 sentences, you can get a custom made LLM for a specific task. And this is how you create your own agents in one workflow. So let's say one agent is for, let's say, for product design, one agent is for avatars, for casting, the other agent is for location scouting, and another agent is like director of photography who will create
Mhm.
brilliant, brilliant photos or videos. And when
Is
you start connecting them, when they start talking to each other, it this is where magic happens.
exactly. So I'll bring in another one here again, bring in the composition, and then the only thing I have to do, because this setup here is already a 16 by 9, so I'll just make it 90 a square and connect the system prompt. And okay, so what I want to do here, and I want to make create extrude the header to be a 3D font, keeping a stylish and premium fashion font. You can also bring in a font as a reference, and guide it even more. I'll say make the CTA as liquid glass style CTA box, and then place the body copy more embedded, better embedded on the prompt, on the design. Okay, this is very rough, but it's gonna do a nice job regardless, because we already have a nice composition. We have the text in here, and you can also add some constraints and just guide it even more. So then what we'll do here, we can actually bring in the little image comparison that we just created. So image comparison, I'll bring in here. So I'll bring my router. This is, oh, I forgot to name it actually. So this here is the prompt, and this is the image. And then, okay, so we
What
bring
we
in the
do here
prompt.
right now is basically creating something that will pop out. So
Yes,
we have the
exactly.
base, and then we have a base for outstanding ad. And when we're done with
Exactly.
this,
Oh, wait.
we'll show you how to cast avatars and how to do try-ons.
Exactly. So then, what we can do now, we can create uh, um, an avatar. So then we can make it try on as well in the meantime as this is generating. Actually, I'm going to cancel this because I want to make it square. So I'll just quickly make this square. This is already square. And then we'll just hit run again. And while this is generating, let's start creating our avatar. So I'll duplicate this system here, and I'll just make it down here. And one thing I like to do always is just click here and clear all. So then now we're gonna do so create a system prompt that analyze the user instructions and create a brand new avatar um, sheet, character sheet, realistic with 4 angles. So left profile, right profile, front facing, and back on a 2x2 grid.
So what
Cool?
Raoni is doing right now is streamlining the avatars. What we would actually do if we would have more time, of course, because right now we are running, right? But we would
Yes.
actually analyze your brief. We would analyze your
Mm-hmm.
markets where you post your ads. And then
Mm-hmm.
we would do a casting for each market, where each person or avatar would fit best. So, based on this casting, we would have a bunch of
Uh,
photos, a bunch of photos. And then we would select just a couple of avatars that are our main cast in our ads. And then we would just connect them to architect that is the system prompt that is custom made for each market. But everything else, the core would be the same because there's the same product, there's a same functionality, but different kind of text, different kind of colors, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So the way I would build a character workflow, an avatar created workflow is using lists. So then you can have a bunch of specific things here that you can just select, and you don't have to type any prompt like I just did. Create a Brazilian male, so you can say male, female in a list, and then say ethnicity in another one, and then you can have a multiple parameters that you can easily select. Uh, and just choose from to create multiple avatars very easily. So here we have a realistic avatar generator. We are already generating our prompt. So then we'll bring in the image, and we can use even Kriya for this one as well. Ideogram. We can use well, GPT as well. I love to use GPT regardless.
I wouldn't do that, but absolutely go and experiment with various image models.
Yes.
I would actually, me personally, I would use GPT-2 for when we are selecting the headshot. I would do the character sheet. So how the character, or how
Mm-hmm.
tall are they, what they are wearing, what jewelry do they have, and so on. The little details,
Yes. Yes. Wardrobe.
expressions.
Yeah.
Exactly. We don't have time right now for this, so
Yeah.
we're going to be running through the process. But usually we do that, and this is also what we teach at Live Studio.
Exactly. Yeah. There, like I said, like there's multiple ways, and it always depends on your pre-planning as well. Like, if you prepare a lot, and that's something I teach to everyone I mentor and on the course as well, is like the pre-production step before you even start building anything is very important. I know I mentioned I was going to create the entire workflow before generating anything, but I want to keep this interesting and show the results to you guys in real time. So that's why I am generating things. But usually I just build an entire workflow and try to find some flaws. Uh, wait a minute, this here didn't generate. I might have to refresh my browser real quick. Just give me a second. Let's hope this works. Yeah, if this is bugging, I'll just cancel it and refresh. Just give me a minute. I have another workflow that I can show it really quickly while this is loading. So I started to create this corporate photo one, which is exactly what we were talking about, the avatar creating. And this one is much more robust. It has a bunch of parameters that you can choose. Let me just hit generate real quick so then I can show that. Okay, where is it? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, so you can see here portrait parameters. And this is oh, you can see some of the spoiler on the side there. And I brought in some references that I like from people online, from LinkedIn's photo, etc. So then in here I set up a bunch of parameters that you can see. Oops, wait. So yeah, you can see here background, wardrobe, light style, light source, render style, color, so black and white, full color photo, monotone, sepia. So that you can do a much more robust thing, and this all gets merged into this prompt here, which feeds into another system and have all my features here. Similar thing. I'll talk about this one later, but it's a similar kind of process. And okay, we have our prompt here. So photorealistic full body. character. Yeah, cool. So we have our 2x2 grid prompt. Let's hit generate. And while we have this, let's start building our try-on
By the
system,
way,
right?
maybe you didn't know, but you don't need to select each node and press create image, but instead you can select the group.
The group,
And
yes, that's what
yes,
I've been
and
doing. Yeah.
with one click of a button, you generate all the nodes that are in the group.
Okay, yeah, it did a little bit. Yeah, so ideogram and Kriya, they have a bit less reasoning when comparing to Gemini and Nano.
It's
So then
different. It's
it's
different.
different. It's
Ideogram works best with JSON formatting and with
yes,
bounding boxes. So it's
yes,
not the perfect choice for our task. But if you are working in a design wise, so this has to be here, this has to be here, then bounding box is something really, really powerful, especially for the desktop publishing. If you want to control each segment of the image, then this is wonderful and it has a lot of control. But for the
yes.
creativity, for the styling, I wouldn't choose ideogram.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And there's another thing here. As you can see, this is failing because it's 5,000 characters maximum, and I didn't request to keep it under 5,000. So this here went a bit over, so that's not working in Korea. So then now I changed my prompt here with the constraints and said maximum 2,000. So now this should work, hopefully. And yeah, so now we have some sort of character, and then this has Sunny on him, so that's not great because we want to place the Sunny. But all right, we'll keep it like that for now. So what we're gonna do now is create a system to place the ad on this little dude here, right? Actually, let me just say ensure he has no sunglasses on. Okay, so let's just hit again, generate. As you can see, Nano did a better grid character sheet. And we can even tick this enable web search because then this will be a bit more precise. Okay, so you can see here, it did, it's still a bit weird, but you get the gist. Like it's getting that. And I'll also say here, so that's the whole game as well. Like it's iterating and playing with the prompt and then kind of crafting even more. I'll just say focus on the torso and head only because it's giving me full body and sure has no sunglasses on. Okay, and let me just remove this funky word because it's too funky and I want something a bit more soccer led. And okay, let's pretend this little dude here is the one approved. So I just bring in with a router. And again, let's create another, duplicate the system here, bring it in here. So as you can see, the pattern is very similar of the workflow. So so how do you say product placement? And then we'll say analyze the images and place the product and make the actor or the talent using the product. And I like to keep the system, which is the purple box, very generic. As you can see, I'm not mentioning the Brazilian guy or the sunglasses because then I'll do this in the agent task part because then that's a more specific block that I use. Okay. So let's generate that. And for this one,
By
we,
the way, while this is generating, we are
yeah,
doing product placement right now.
yeah,
A bit later, we'll also do location scouting. And
Yes.
if we're not sure what to do, where to find inspiration for locations or even camera shots, there is a new
Yes.
tool that has been developed by
Absolutely.
Leo Cadiff, and I've been toying with it for a while now. And let me show you guys. This is something else.
Yes. You want me to
You
show here? I have it open here.
Oh, you have it open.
Yeah, I have it
Great.
here.
Yeah.
Here it
All
is.
right.
Yeah. So,
So if you know about Shot Deck, well,
yeah.
Shot Deck is very powerful tool to use in production, but it's it's you have to pay for it,
Yeah.
and it's great. It's great. It's been here forever, but
Yeah.
it's also very anti AI, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's a decision which we respect absolutely. But as an alternative for this, Leo KD created a frame thrower. So
Yes.
this thing is just on another level. You can search by genre, by shot, angles, light, everything. But the best
Or
thing is, Ronnie, I will share my screen for a second
yeah.
because
Yeah.
this is wonderful. Hold on. So here we go. It's a
Oh,
frame thrower.
let
So
me
what you
stop
can
sharing here.
do is you can throw in, you can throw in, just give me a second. You can throw in your screenplay. And just for
Mm.
example, I put in the Space Odyssey here and click on it and it reads everything, right? It reads the location, it reads what's going on in the script. And the thing is, you can select your um, sentences like so, and it will search for the similar shots. And if you like one of those, of course, it's full of original images. So you can like it, or you can download it, or you can just throw it in your favorites. And it will
Awesome.
now search for the similar shots as this one. Okay. And let's say over this, and you will get the combination of those two shots. So it's very, very powerful tool. It's frame thrower, and of course it has libraries of your bookmarked
Saved.
images.
Yeah.
It's you can create mood boards. You can download everything for sharing with your team. The thing is just amazing. It is
So
crazy
good.
good. We'll be
Yes.
also showing this tool in our live sessions. So frame thrower and Leo, if you're watching this, this is just crazy good job. So kudos for that one. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Ronnie, back to you.
Back to the workflow. Okay. Yeah. It's a very amazing tool because yeah, like you need references, right? And like I was saying, pre-production is super important, and yeah, you kind of need to use those things, and having something powerful, intuitive with AI that you can use it, it's just so good. I do it all the time. So let's bring these glasses into this person, right? Okay, so we have the system prompt here, and we'll just say, and this one actually, I'll need another image, which I'll duplicate this here. I'll duplicate this here. And by the way, it's very important if you're using Opus specifically that you resize your images to like 1 or 2K maximum, just because Opus has a limit, a file size limit, and that's like it's just easy to have these resize things here ready, so then you don't have to do it externally, right? We have one here. I'll wait for GPT later, but I'll keep this for the moment because GPT does a better job at this. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we have our Brazilian guy. By the way, if you don't know, I'm Brazilian. That's why I'm doing this. This Brazilian guy. Oh, we have this one's pretty good as well from Korea. We could use this actually. I actually like this more. All right, let's use Korea. Korea one. So now we have our Brazilian dude here. Let's bring in the glasses. And oh, wait a second. I ended up not
By
generating
the way,
these.
James is asking what is bounding box. Bounding boxes are regions that you can create in your image.
Yes.
Definitely check out. I think the but if you type in ideogram 4 in YouTube and the workflow or something like that, you will get quite a lot of very cool YouTube videos, YouTube tutorials how to do that. Now, you are doing that with JSON prompting, but if you want to have absolute control, then Comfy is your friend. That's why we also have advanced Comfy, which might not be for basic users of Comfy, but yeah, everything will be clear if you go to YouTube and type in bounding box ideogram 4. Everything will be explained to you.
Yes. Okay, so we're getting there. So now I'll just place this sunglasses on this actor, Brazilian model, not actor, right? And let's just give him place it in Rio de Janeiro streets. Oops. Okay, back with a strong depth of field. And then again, here I'm not bringing any Rio image, background image, but you could bring something as well, and you could generate something as well. And yeah, just make sure you have references whenever you need it if it's for a client. So the more references you have, the better your results will be. So what we'll do is let's just bring, oh yeah, here we go. We have a generated, so you can see here the CTA with the glass thing, the more integrated text on the background. The header is extruded as a 3D, just like I asked. And you can even chuck in a compare node here and to see the difference between both. So you're essentially re-rendering what you composited, but you can see the difference here is very precise. GPT-2 is amazing, and it do exactly as you ask. That's why it's one of my favorite models at the moment. And you can even do this toggle here version, which you can see. So original, regenerated. It's a more integrated, better CTA. Awesome. Love it. We have an ad, and we can even ask it to create. I actually have something here, GPT resizer, which is a very big one, but I'll just leave it generating in here in the meantime. And I'll just clear this, and then I'll just connect this here into the image and connect the architect in there as well. So connect the architect. So then, okay, we have our system prompt, etc. So then what I'll do is I'll just make this square again. Okay, so we have everything here. So I'll just generate this LLM, and in the meantime, we can continue bringing in our localization. Yeah, here we go. Only one image provided. Okay, there you go. Sorry. Yes, you're correct. I forgot to bring in the glasses. So let's regenerate this. And now I'll bring in that image comparison thing again. And then actually, I forgot to clear this, but it's fine. And I'll do the same. So bring in this, bring in this, and bring in another one as well. which is this. And then we just bring this to this ones. As you can see, I hold shift and then it generates, it connects to all the models that I pass my mouse through. So that's a very nice trick and shortcut the guys added. So now we have our full prompt, we have our models. These are all 16 by 9, which is fine. We're going to create, prepare for the video side of things. So then I'll hit generate, select our favorite, and now we're going to start creating a pipeline for the video, right? And I think we still have time, right? We have another half 15 minutes or so we can go over, Luka, you reckon? Or
I mean, we can be here as long as you have time. So,
yeah, we can go a few minutes
yeah, of course.
past, but we're almost there. We're getting there, to get it's a tight timeline, but we get there. So I'll create a new system now, and this system will essentially, or actually I'll duplicate because this is already connected to the architect. So I'll just duplicate this. So then this one here is to create a full ad based on the attached guy. Oh, see, there you go. We have him wearing in the real street with a strong depth of field. Awesome. How awesome is that? Just text and some smart prompting, and we have already a localized image, even with the sidewalk, very consistent with the actor. He's wearing the sunnies. Love it. I love it. I have the feeling that GPT is going to be even better, but this is great already. And let's start doing this. So analyze the images and instructions to build a full scene.
While you do that, I will answer on a couple of questions we
Oh,
got
yes,
here.
please.
Yeah. So Rajiv is saying the most challenging aspect I face is the 8-point text, which is very small text, legibility of the packaging design. So to use on huge posters or billboards, and to use in animation where small text goes crazy. Yes, correct, Rajiv. And this is why we suggest that if you're doing print, that you just create your, let's say, a guide layer. So create everything with GPT-2. GPT-2 is very lovely for text, and it can create up to 4K images, I think. Yes, 4K images. If this is
Yeah.
not enough, sometimes the little text gets smudgy when you upscale it. So the fix is just to create the background, upscale the background, and add text in Illustrator or in whatever your vector program is. This is how we do it. We have to combine different tools. So just using one tool is madness. So combining or stacking tools is still how the professionals are doing this. So yeah, in animation, well, small text is just no. And again, use After Effects or Premiere Pro if you are not animating your texts. If you are, then,
Yes.
well, you have to do it with AI, but without any upscalers. Hope that answers your question. And the next one is by Sergio Paulo Madeira. Curious if you have any workflows to replace an artwork in a product. Does Comfy UI or any other system uses UV passes to keep the artwork positioned from the 3D models? I find that if I have a cereal box in a table and paint only the cereal box and tell GTP image 2 or Nano Banana to replace the cereal box, another 3D render of the box with different textures artwork, it tends to hallucinate and make up different artworks or change artwork position on the box. All right, Sergio, I have something for you. Give me a minute. Raoni, back to you. And Sergio,
Yes.
I will pass you a link to exact tool that you need right now.
Okay, so in here, what I'm doing, because this block here had 5 images, and I'm just deleting 2 of it because I don't need all of it. I just need the character sheet, the main framing image, and the sunglasses. And let me just check one thing. So we have it here. It's all connected. Okay, I'll just leave these generating, and actually in here I'll swap by the actual 4 5 because I brought it in. Actually, I brought it in from your workflow, Luka, by the way, this custom GPT 4x5. Okay, so the image goes here and this prompt goes here. Actually, this should be high. Okay. Let's hope this does the job, because I wanted to do like a full resizer here that I have this workflow done. All right, back to video. So now we're going to generate the full video in one go. So I have to bring in a prompt, which is essentially be like a little script. And then we'll just guide it a little bit and bring into this variable here. So then what we do is, let's say, create a full, fun, and lively story using the Brazilian character attached.
I'll be right back. I need to refill my bottle, so I will
Sounds good.
just use my
I'll
scoop.
keep I'll keep here reading the prompts. So this one here will be focused on the product Meta sunglasses, and okay, so then what I'll say is include some macro zooms of the product, the man interacting with it, taking it off and putting it on, etc. The thing is, you can be very vague in here just for iterative purposes, because again, the whole system prompt is to build this thing properly. It's being used to build this thing properly. So let's just do this. So let me just triple check these constraints here. If more than one prompt output is requested, ensure let's just it's 1,000 characters. It's maximum 1,000 characters. Ensure full consistency. Scene. Blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, cool, awesome. So we have our assets. Let's just generate this. Also, one thing I wanted to test is bring this little guy here, which I have it, and add in as an overlay, or just put it in a router, pop up meta, and then I'll bring this all the way there.
I mean, look at this. We've built a workflow so far in an
So
hour.
quick.
In an hour,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
this is completely reproducible. So you can adapt it for any market, for any product, for any casting, for any placement. So anything with just a couple
Mm-hmm.
of inputs, a very vague input.
Yes.
So the thing is that what's important right now is the original idea. Everything else
Exactly.
can be fixed, can be automated, but the original idea is something that you have to work on. So spend more time with brainstorming on original ideas, and everything else can be done very, very quickly. So instead of, creating everything by hand in Photoshop, Illustrator, even shooting the ads, now you can do it in one system. And yeah, of course, we teach everything, every little aspect of the workflow that you see today is being taught on Figma Weave Live Studio. And again, just to
100%.
repeat, Roni, we have, instead of 6 sessions, now we have 8 sessions. Instead of hour and a half, now we have 2 hours. We
Mm-hmm.
added Q and A's, so-called sandbox sessions, where we actually answer your questions live, where we rebuild your workflows that you broke. We rebuild them and show you how it is built to get better results, to get better outputs, to get better prompts. And of course, the big thing right now is we doubled the credits. You don't pay for any credit, not even single one credit. This is on us, and we're doubling it. So for tier one, we are adding for $40 credits. Tier 2 is $80. And for tier 3 and 4, we are giving away $120 per participant. So that's quite a discount if you count. Of
Yes.
course, our tiers are not the most cheap ones, but I mean, as you can see, you get taught by experts, and I think we can reveal the guest mentor, Raoni.
Yes.
All right.
The guest mentor is the absolute legend, Ludovic Nasir. Is that it?
I knew it. Yeah.
The
Um, it's Ludovic Nashtisin. Yeah.
Nashtisin. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that far. Not that far.
Not that
But yeah,
far.
Ludovic is amazing. He's been teaching people as well online. He's been sharing a lot of his stuff on LinkedIn. And yeah, Luca, you can talk a bit more as well.
Yeah, he is coming to teach us about the advanced video techniques. So not just text to video or image to video, or even it's very popular right now, the storyboard to video. But he will be using the most advanced tools like Omni, like Google Omni, like Seedance 2.5, which we will be using on day 0.
Mm-hmm.
So you will be getting the best and the latest tips and tricks from the OG himself, Ludovic Nashtisin. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you will be in safe hands. Other than that, Raoni is your main guy. He will be leading you through those 8 sessions. Go check
Mm-hmm.
out lighthouseacademy.ai and go through the courses. It's on the top of the page. Scroll down to Figma Weave Live Studio and pick your tier. Now, if you are
Yes.
signing right now, there's a special code that we're giving on the end of the session, which will give you additional $20 of credits. So there's 2,000 credits. You will get additional 2,000 credits for your work, for your creativity, for your videos, for your experiments with Seedance 2.5.
Oh, this is quite a lot. I'll just make it maybe.
And as you can see, Raoni is using Happy Horse model. Is it already
Yes.
1.1 or is it 1.0?
I think it's 1.0 this one still.
All right, I
It's
think
yeah.
it's live on Val. So if you import it from Val, by the way, maybe
Yeah,
you
we can bring
didn't
it.
know
Yeah.
it, but you can go to val.ai and just copy the link of the model and you just
Yes.
paste it in Canvas. I just found out that 2 months ago, I think. and
Copy the
it's
whole
changed.
link.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And changed the way I'm working. If you don't have anything in Weave, excuse me, in Figma Weave, then just go check out if it's on file.
Yeah,
And
so
if
if
it
you
is on file,
copy
you can,
here,
there you go. You can
paste it,
import it
and
in Canvas. Yeah,
here it is.
there you go.
Okay, so we have, yeah, Happy Horse
1.1.
1.1. Yes, there you go. So actually, well, this one is already generating. Leave it there. So then what I do is, and there's a little trick here as well. I used to just click one by one, but if you select the whole thing, it's going to select the group. But if you just shift and click on the group, all the rest is selected, still selected, and then you can just drag all of it to the node, and it's bang, beautiful. All the reference images are connected. There is a little issue with Kling because there's more than 3,000 characters. So I'll just regenerate this again, saying uh, max characters 3,000. Cool. And then I'll regenerate again just for Kling. And in the meantime, actually, I'll just generate this happy horse. But we are eagerly waiting for Seedance here to finish, so then we can see the result of this video. And then I guess this will be pretty much well where we get to. We were gonna do the full campaign thing, which I kind of did here with this other variations of sizes. As you can see, I didn't prompt anything in here. I just brought in the first ad and hit generate. Obviously, this was supposed to be a 16 by 9, and then it would convert to square, 4 by 5, 9 by 16 effortlessly using GPT, because it's one of the best like text rendering image models. And here we go. We can use this on Instagram. We can use this anywhere else we want. It's beautiful. As long as we change this and we change the product here, everything else is going to be updated. So if, for example, I have this router here now, and then let's just bring a new glass. Let's bring this glass here. Now I have this new glass, and then it's just a matter of rerunning the whole pipeline, right? So let's do it again. I'll do one by one while Seedance is generating. Oh yeah, there you go. We have our ad. Let's see.
Hey Meta, what are the best beaches in Rio?
How good is that? With no prompting. I didn't guide anything. I didn't say anything.
So one trick right here is not to be okay, because of course this ad is not perfect, but what
Yes, obviously.
makes it perfect is number game actually. So create a couple of those, create 2, 3, or even maybe 4 videos. The
Mm-hmm.
generation of Seedance 2.0 isn't the cheapest, especially not the
Mm-hmm.
4K one. But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, if you create those 3 or 4 videos, you can then cut those videos with editor and
Yes.
select the right parts of the videos, the ones
Yes.
that are really really cool. So
Absolutely.
you,
And sorry to cut you off, but another trick as well you can do is you don't have to use these as your final video, but you can now, based on one image and a few references, you have now a bunch of references for the first frame. So you can use this first frame here for a shot later and craft it more. Or you can use, for example, this shot here that I haven't thought of. He's in front of the beach with a little overlay. Like now you have a bunch of first frames. Obviously, this is a bit weird. You would cut that off. But this shot here, I didn't have it before. and it's just incredible. Like the amount of things Seedance gives you just from those references is just so good. And then again, here on the compositor, we can get this model, trim it down, and then as you can see, you can duplicate. We can just bring in this multiple times and kind of re-edit this thing here, right? So for example, if we bring this multiple times, the same video, right? And then now I'll just select 4 shots of it in the timeline. And let's say, so I have this first shot. I don't like this one, so I'll just remove this one. So for example, I'll do this. I'll keep this one here, and then this one, for example, I don't like this one as well, so I'll remove it. Let's get this one here. I like that. And then you can just assemble the whole thing, and you can see the amount of editing we've done and compositing without even leaving Weavy. That's just so good. Okay, so let's take this one, and then we'll finish with the final shot, right? So let's say we took this 15-second and transform into a 5-second quick play around. Let's finish with this little wink. Or actually, let's get this 2 bits here. So we get this thing just for like iterating. It's incredible. If you don't have a script, if you just want to show something on a pitch to a client, it just streamlines your process so much. And then just to show things, capabilities, etc. So I'll just put here 06 to 15. And then here we are. We have our ad. I'll just kind of overlay these a little bit just to ensure there's no empty frames. And here we are. We have our ad.
What are the best beaches in Rio?
Beautiful. We re-edited. We took out the shitty crops, pardon my language, but we can continue to generate. And again, we can bring in other models, for example, the happy horse. Let me just share. I think I have now under 3,000.
One more pro tip: when you do the Seedance, say no music. Because if you do edit and if you have music in your videos, then you will have some issues if you're doing editing. But if you just put in prompt no music, that's what you should do, and go to Suno or Udio or whatever and create your soundtrack.
Create your own, yes.
Yes.
And as well, there's another little trick you could do, which is using Adobe Podcast Enhance, which is an amazing tool as well. I use it all the time. And you can just separate the music from the VO, the background noise. You can do a bunch of things here and even enhance the voiceover. And it's very good. You just upload, you can upload videos and audio. And then in case you really like a clip from Seedance that has music, you can do this to remove it. So
or you can use 11 Labs. There's also a
11
solution
Labs as
to
well.
this one. So if you're also doing voiceovers, then 11 Labs. It's the whole suite. You can also do sound effects. You can do scoring. You can do voices. So everything in one pack. I wish there would be more options for 11 Labs and Figma Weave. But right now we're doing as much as possible in Canvas. But like I said before, we are stacking tools together. It's not
Yeah,
necessary to create everything with just one platform.
exactly. And again, there's another tool as tool I really like, which is this Lala like. You can split stems is a similar thing, but they're very good as well as splitting things, removing music, removing a specific solo from a track, something like that, the bass, drums, etc. Really good. So when you start stacking all these capabilities and then bring it back to Eevee, you can make an even more powerful workflow, right? And I guess we're done, right? We don't have to wait for this, but we can show you guys in a bit. But that's pretty much it. That's what I could build in under an hour. Let me know what you liked about it, if you like it, what did you learn from it. But yeah, that's pretty much the speed I could do a full workflow like that.
Now this is what Raoni did in an hour. So he created the full workflow for advertising, covering ads, covering video ads, covering product placement. So he did all of this in 1 hour. Now imagine
Hmm.
what you could do in a week, and
Exactly.
you can learn everything in Figma Weave Live Studio. Like I said, go to lighthouse.ai, and when you sign in, use a code. It's I think it's in the comments. The Academy head Masha put it right in the comments. It's called Laia2K. So LAIA2K, and you should put that code in the um, in the in the uh, goal description in the application flow. So when you apply, you will have goal description. Tell us what you want to do in the Figma Weave Live Studio. What are your goals? And you also add the code. It's Laya2K. It's down in a comment. So go check it out. And that's kind of it.
That's
We've
kind of
brought you
in,
to
yeah.
an end. And
Yes.
yeah,
Awesome. I'll finish my sharing here, but as you can see, I was starting to bring in the different model and the different glasses, and everything's already built in. So I'll give the guys a little gift. I'll give this workflow for free for people on my Discord. If you join my Discord, Raoni.ai, we can
the
put
link
it.
will be put down in the
Yes, we'll
comments.
put the link in the
So yeah,
comments. So
uh,
Raoni.ai, it will link you to my Discord community, and I'll share this workflow there just for my lovely community, which is gearing up to 600 people already. Yeah.
congratulations.
Yes, thanks. And I hope you guys like it. That was very quick. Obviously, the whole creative direction was all over the place because we were just testing capabilities more than the actual direction of the ad, but is more so you could have an idea. But obviously, in a real environment, you would go over the actual goals, what you would want to do, what you would like to do first before you even start generating anything and spending your say your really important credits, right? So yeah, it's amazing what you can do in Weavy, and that's everything we're going to teach this and much more over the course. Thank you everyone for joining us, and I hope to see you guys in the next cohort. And yeah, anything else, Luca,
Thank you
before
so
we
much,
wrap up?
Roni. I hope you had a great time. I know I had. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for all your comments. And I hope I will see you on the Lighthouse Figma Weave Live Studio cohort. And have a great day. Sign into Raoni's Discord and get a workflow for free. And again, Laya2K, it's only for the new signups. So if you sign up from now until 70, so the code is worth only 72 hours. So if you miss that chance, you are unfortunately not getting the 2K. But you are getting double the credits that we're giving away. So thank you again. Thank you for coming by, and hope I'll see you on the live studio. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Lighthouse AI Academy.